Good evening, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for joining us for the first Belfry online version of The Flame, hosted this evening by Deborah Williams and Michelle Poirier Brown. I want to thank everyone who joined us last week for the reading of Two Rooms by Mansell Robinson. And to any of you who are attending tonight who couldn't get in last week because we had hit the 100-person capacity, I just want you to know that we've increased the capacity up to 500, so don't ever worry about not being able to get online again. So please join us for everything from now on. I would like to acknowledge the Lekwungen speaking peoples on whose traditional territory the Belfry is located. With knowledge and respect, we hope to strengthen our relationship with the Esquimalt and the Songhees nations, for whom this land represents their language, their ceremony, and their identity. So thank you again for joining us. Thank you in advance to our storytellers. Thank you to our musical guest. And thank you to Deborah and Michelle, to whom I will hand everything over to right now. So thank you and enjoy.
Thank you, Michael. Thanks so much. And thanks everyone for being here at the Flame at the Belfry Theatre.
Hi there, we are your hosts. I am Michelle Poirier Brown, a Cree Métis poet and storyteller from Manitoba. And
I am a storyteller. Okay, thanks. And I'm a storyteller, actor, writer, and settler, and Deb Williams.
The Victoria Flame is a semi-annual storytelling event held in the lobby of the Victoria's Belfry Theatre with live performers and loud audiences.
We'll just let that be silent for a moment, hey? The pandemic has made that configuration unreasonable, but it hasn't stopped storytelling.
In fact, I think some people have found they have more time to share stories.
Has the pandemic affected your storytelling life, Michelle?
Well, it's affected my writing life, including my storytelling life. It's proven to be an incredibly productive and creative time.
Wow. Okay. It's affected mine because I'm telling stories either to an empty house or to my husband and daughter who don't stay in the room very long. They wander off to their own. I just tell stories to myself these days, so I'm really glad to have company.
Yeah.
So we have 3 rules at the Flame. The stories have to be true. They have to have happened to you and told in a few minutes. So the stories tonight are about 5 to 7 minutes. And
yeah. Deb, I actually first got to know you at a storytelling workshop. And I think some of the storytellers tonight did a workshop with you this weekend. So what was that like on Zoom?
Yeah, exactly. On Zoom. I have to say on Friday night, I was terrified because I have an expectation after teaching, or facilitating these weekends for the last 10 years, that we'd all be together and gather in a circle and share and feel the energy of one another. So I didn't think it would be the same on Zoom, but I have to say Zoom didn't get in the way, and I watched the most amazing work happen, and the bonding of the group, which is really essential in storytelling, to know that you are heard. I have to say it was very rewarding and probably one of the highlights of the last 8 months for me. So I thought it went really well.
That's great. And am I right that some of those storytellers from just this weekend are some of the storytellers tonight?
Yes. I captured them. I don't think they knew what they were saying yes to. And they are here. There were 10 people involved this weekend, and 4 of them are going to be here this evening telling stories from this weekend's Flame class. So I want to thank them so much for jumping in and saying yes before you thought. Because if you think too long, you don't say yes.
No. No, you absolutely don't. No, you cannot think, don't pause, just plow ahead. And we have 5 such brave souls who have agreed to tell a story tonight. Everyone recorded a story just for the flame this evening. And I know what it's like to be a first-time storyteller, and I really want to commend these storytellers for agreeing to do it on a Zoom platform.
I think our storytellers, a number of them are here. I know at least 3 storytellers are here, and there might be even more. And so we want you to feel free to post questions about what they might have as a process or anything you want to ask them. And we'll probably stay a little bit later after the proper flame and have a Q&A if you're interested in hearing about what their process and their lives are like. So yes, just send your questions through the chat part of Zoom. I think it's at the bottom. We also have some music tonight to start things off. Sari Alesh has his bachelor's degree in music. He is a classically trained musician in Damascus, and he toured all over Europe and the Middle East and Syrian National Symphony Orchestra for 6 years before the war in Syria. And since he came to Canada in 2016, he's been calling Victoria his home. So I would like you to welcome from his home, bringing us his music, Sari Alesh.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for inviting me to this event. This is great to see you guys. So I'm gonna start. First piece is called Catharsis. It's a fiddle tune. I heard it first time from my best fiddler, Natalie McMaster. So I hope you like it.
I want you to hear a few hands clapping. Sorry. That was beautiful. Thank you. We're chair dancing.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Chair dancing. I love that, Deb. That was wonderful. What a great way to start us off. Sorry. And now, dear audience members, settle in. It is the perfect time of year to bundle up in front of your computer with some decaf. Draw in together for the best storytelling time of the year.
Our first storyteller is Neha Sharma, an international student from India. Neha recently completed her studies at the Royal Roads University and now holds a master's degree in global management, which I am thrilled because I needed to know who was in charge of the globe, and now I've met her. She works for Here Magazine as a community engagement coordinator, which gives her an opportunity to work with the newcomers and immigrants that she loves so much. She's an incredible community member. Neha Sharma.
Hello, everyone. My name is Neha Sharma, and I'm an international student from India. My phone rings, mom's calling, flashing on the screen. I press accept and take in a big breath in anticipation. Hello, Mama. How are you? I'll be okay when you find yourself a guy and get married. Not again, please, yaar. मुझे नहीं करनी शादी. Let's not keep talking about this, Mom. That is why I left India and you're still at it. अच्छा, जो करना है करो मैं तो, Mom, please, bye. Fine, bye. I can feel my body temperature rise as my ears go red. Only if Mom could get over it. I look at the Hatley Castle and statues of two lions. A couple. I look past it to a stone bust of a man and a woman at the entrance of the castle. I get it. It's couples all around me and I'm alone. I start walking towards my house. Well, not a house really. It's more of a room house. That's what an international student can afford. Beep, beep, a text from Mom. You don't have to live alone. I'm not going to be around forever. I throw my phone back in my red tote with the big red maple leaf, a sign of me being in Canada. And my ears go all red again, and I can feel the lump building in my throat. A walk on the beach and shell hunting is all I need. It's always worked. It's one of those things that bring me happiness, and I can spend hours and hours finding shells. Maybe I'll take my cat Haku. He's so cute with his yellow leash and a collar that reads meow, help you. It's a clever twist on may I help you. I put in the code at home. Beep, 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 beep. Trrr. I open the door and oh my God, I shut the door as stench fills up my nose, all ready to explode. What an awful smell. But I have to go back in, so I brace myself, take another deep breath, and enter the room again. And oh my God, someone's dumped a dead body, a dead thing in my room. Do I call 911? But it's my room. Oh my God, is it because I drank alcohol on Tuesday? I'm sorry, this will never happen again, Bhagwanji. I promise I'll be a good girl. I stick my head outside to take a deep breath and re-enter the room. Open the window, switch on the exhaust, open my teakwood wardrobe to fish out the mango print muslin cloth and put it over my face as a mask as I clutch my glimpse in the mirror. Eyebrows on point. It's surprisingly empowering. Haku, my landlord's cat, is sitting on my queen bed that is a little too short for my height, looking at me with his big blue eyes and gray tail swinging lazily. And I think to myself, I remember reading that when cats like someone, they bring over dead animals as gifts. Haku is showering me with love. I squeeze him in a hug and he loves me. I'm loved. You brought me a gift. Oh my God, I'm loved. I'm not alone. But you know what, Haku? We need some fresh air. I grab his leash and we go out in the garden and I just plop myself on the lush green grass that is still a little wet from the early morning rain. 15 minutes break and I think to myself, clearly no walk on the beach today. Too many adventures already. I get up with a renewed energy and carry Haku in my arms, stroking him gently, purr, purr, as though he's saying, I love you. Thank you for the gift, Haku, but I hope you know I can't keep it. He looks at me as though he understands. I step out and send an SOS to my whole class. Need a place to crash tonight. Beep, beep, it's a notification. Dheeraj says he's coming to get me. 20 minutes later, Dheeraj, a classmate of mine from India, arrives. He's still wearing his work clothes, all black with the orange logo that reads freedom. Subteek, you got me all worried. Landlord issues. No, no, they're wonderful. I think I have a dead body in my room. Don't be alarmed. Haku brought me a dead animal. I don't know where it is. Let's get you out of here. We go to his place and it's surprisingly tidy. He drags off the mattress off the sofa and places on the carpet for himself and makes the bed in the other room for me. We have a quick cereal and milk for dinner, and the next day he drives me back home. But oh my God, the smell is worse. He puts on a mask and goes inside for a thorough inspection, and after 15 minutes he comes out holding seashells in his hands, my beautiful variety of tusk shells and worm-like mollusks and beautiful magical shells. Don't touch my seashells, you'll break them, I scream. This is your dead body, he says, as he laughs uncontrollably, throwing them away. That smell will take a few days to go away. He takes me back to his place. Haku looks slightly uncomfortable on my lap, and I can tell he's not a fan of traveling in cars. And I mumble, thank you for loving me, even if you didn't get me the gift. I'm not alone. And I look at my friend, and I text my mom, Mom, I'm not alone.
Fantastic story. It's wonderful and warm and very Victoria, right? With those shells. Smell like death. You know what, Michelle? I found out that she's now engaged to that seashell survivor, savior.
Oh,
He was
savior. The
savior.
So it was not just a little emergency saving. They've actually gotten engaged. That's very sweet. I love that story.
Isn't that lovely? Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Neha. And we have another storyteller who is Jasmindra Jawanda. And Jasmindra has worked as an urban, social, community, cultural planner for over 20 years. She loves nature, reading, poetry, music, and magic. I want to talk to her more about that. She considers herself a cultural creative and believes in the power of the arts to transform our communities and cities. Here's Jasmindra's video.
Hi, Sat Sri Akal. My name is Jasmindra Jawanda, and I was born here on the unceded Coast Salish territories of the Wasanic peoples. And my parents are from India. So I'm a daughter of immigrant parents, proud to be born here in Victoria, and Saanich in particular. So it was a typical spring day, and I had my dress, which my friend Katie in Japan had given me on. An off-white chiffon billowing dress with light pale colored flowers on it. And to add some combat style, I had my black Doc Marten short cuffed boots on. After all, I was in my mid-20s, exploring my identity while participating in back then third world politics, poetic uprisings, and women of color empowerment. I was on the number 4 bus at 4th Avenue and Trafalgar Avenue with my reflections of writing the next chapter of my master's thesis, meandering out the window, and my thoughts swayed to the rolling back and forth and all around motions of the bus. Especially as 4th Ave was a road of high and low hills, all the way up to the gates of UBC. I was going to get off the bus soon at 4th and Alma, so I was ready to jump off. And that's when the bus kind of jerked back and forth. There was a small boy next to a woman, thinking it's his mom, standing near me, as I was sitting in one of those single seats along the window. My favorite kind of seat, alone, but not. I put my hands out as the boy stepped a few steps, and I briefly touched him to push him slightly up. And then I heard the words, "Don't touch her. She has burnt skin." What? No, wait a minute. Did I hear these words? And then I heard them again. Don't touch her. She has burnt skin. Ding, ding. I heard the bell bellowing somewhere as it was my stop. My stop, and yet time stood still, as what should I say or do? Then the words appeared across the horizon of my mind sky, like a plane leaving a puffy trail of wisdom. You cannot educate ignorance in this case. So even though the social justice warrior, woman, freedom fighter, revolutionary in me was ready, 1, 2, 3, to combat that racism attacking me, I instead let my Doc Martens ground me to free me back into myself. And that day, I chose not to educate ignorance, as I had to get off the bus quickly, away. And stepping back into the familiar warm sun, I stopped and let its rays gently touch and soothe the wounds of my beautiful bronze skin.
That's a very touching story from Jasmindra to realize the things that we encounter in our everyday experience. Just going on the bus, and sometimes we get called upon to be the person in those Doc Martens, that freedom fighter, and sometimes we have to bite our tongue.
Yeah, I really appreciate that Jasmindra shared that story. It was, it's not easy to tell those stories, and she has a real gift, and she is a poet. She is a real poet, and I'm looking forward to hearing lots more of her stories in the years to come. And when we get back on a live stage. So our next storyteller is June Yeo. June is a neurodiverse queer artist from South Korea. She is exploring issues around neurodiversity and gender plasticity through her intersectional lens. And this is June's story.
My name is June. I'm an artist. She looks like Kate Moss, an Asian version with boy-like face. She looks at me. I don't know what that means. Hard time picking up the most obvious social clues. I hate this brain. It takes a tremendous amount of hard thinking. I mean, as in giant crunch writing. She looks again. Maybe I look funny today. My hair, my clothes. I'm clueless. She's a friend of a friend of mine. After many days of looking, she talks. I like her voice. It's like those rainy days on the island when you sleep in a tiny tent by yourself. She tells me about this dream that she had last night. I like dreams with doors. My dreams don't have sound. I ask her if there was a door in the dream and she says no. I'm disappointed. She tells me that there was a fire and a river. River? That's good. So I'd ask her if she saw anything in the water. You, she said. I was swimming in it. She tells me that I was attending to the fire as well. Swimming and attending to the fire. Very attractive. She also tells me that she had wings. They're lame. recently flew in a black robe. I looked down at my reflection on the water, and I looked like a ghost because I got so scared. She tells me many dream stories. She also makes me playlists, but she knows I like falling asleep with my music on. She knows what I like. She's my best friend. She's also my girlfriend. I don't see what's problematic, but she does. I sometimes wish she could borrow my diverse brain. Then she'll see no problem at all. And she'll remember all the colors, the doors in her dreams. And she'll tell me directly what I need to know. But I'm not too worried about it. She's making coffee, and I'm feeling good. Life is good.
Thanks so much, June. June, as you can see, is also a filmmaker. She is a multi-art creator and cross-disciplinary artist, and super fun to work with. And I'm really excited about her launch into storytelling too. So she's got a lot of stories to tell.
Excellent. Well, I think we're ready for a little bit more music. If Sari, Alesh would be so gracious. Sari has called Victoria home, or since Sari has called Victoria home, he's contributed his musical gifts to the local community in many ways, including supporting social causes. Sari and his band perform a wide range of genres and styles, from Arab pop and classical to great American songbook jazz standards and Celtic fiddle music. Here he is again for us, Sari Alesh.
Hi again, everyone. So I'm gonna play now. This piece is called Kiss the Rain. This piece is from the Korean movie, A Millionaire's First Love.
Thank you, Sari. Thank you.
That's so beautiful. Nice musical interlude before our next storyteller, Daniela Pinto. A Brazilian-Canadian actor, Daniela is passionate about human rights, community building, intercultural dialogue, and now storytelling. She immigrated to Canada 7 years ago to pursue her master's degree in political science at the University of Victoria. Previously, she worked for international development organizations such as Global Affairs Canada and the United Nations in Brazil. Let's see Daniela's story.
Hi, my name is Daniela Pinto. I'm an actor, a community organizer, and a gender equality advocate. And the title of my story today is The 40s. Life is good. Life is a 4-bedroom apartment on the 7th floor of Building D, on the east-facing unit with the best view of the city park. Beautiful Brasilia. From the tile balcony, I see the sun rising countless times. Dark blue, purple, pink, dashes of orange in the horizon, and clouds dancing to the sounds of crickets, birds, the firm steps of the morning runners singing a song announcing the sun. Lá vem o sol, churururu. Lá vem o sol, eu já sei, it's alright. Tururu, tururu, tutu, tururu. Life is weekly money patties, sipping fresh drip coffee at my kitchen table while receiving the important updates of the neighborhood gossip. Hundreds of emails, spreadsheets, and meetings at the office. I have the dream job of many people around the world working for the United Nations. I'm fulfilled professionally, but I'm still not complete. My heart still wants more. My 39th birthday is such a mark in my life. Last year of my 30s, and then the scary milestone of 40. 40. Next year, I'll be old. Have I lived almost half of my years? Death is getting closer and closer. I'm at the airport. Its gray concrete walls disguise the vibrant life of little vendors negotiating prices of jewelry made with a special golden grass that you can only find in this region. People enjoying a big chewy cheese bread and espresso before takeoff. I wonder how many people admires the geometric lines that embraces the round bathroom in the main floor. In front of me are all my precious people. My mom with tears falling from her face. God will protect your way. I'll pray to the Lord every day. My dad, with a mixture of pride but disbelief. Minha filha, is what he calls me, my daughter. Minha filha, everything will be okay. What time is it? He's still the commander who organizes the logistics. My 2 nephews and my sister shaking her head, still questioning what she's witnessing. Are you insane? How can you do that to our family? My closest friends, the ones who had been there with me through the most difficult times in my life, the morning of my fiancé, the loss of a good job due to the Gulf War, chronic depression. Those friends are there, right in front of me. Oh my God, I can't believe it. It's so exciting. I wish I was right there with you. But behind their smiles, there is fear. They are concerned about me. Also proud that I'm making a change. A group of strangers in suits and business dresses speed past us, late for their meetings in the Congress, probably. And I hear, tum tum. Voo Delta número 774 para Vancouver. Embarque imediato, portão 27. Delta Flight 774 to Vancouver. Now boarding gate 27. Yes, it's a sexy voice there, but it's me. Should I turn around to stay with all the dearest people in front of me, or should I just leave them all behind and start a new life? In my hand, the boarding pass. The terminal is filled with caramelized pecan scent, the smell that filled my heart so many times when I arrived home. That sugary smell was trying to tell me something. Stay here in Brazil, where landscapes and people change colors and shapes as we change states, where people live happily without an exact time to arrive at parties, where dogs bark and children are raised free range. Every day, garbage trucks pass, floating the streets with the scent of fresh oranges. But all my belongings are already in the airplane. I sold all my furniture, my car. I don't have a house anymore. I had no keys to hold. The only thing that I have are hopes and dreams and expectations. My blood rushes, my heart beats fast, a lump in my throat. And it's hard to hold the tears inside me, but there are landscapes that I haven't seen yet, with different colors of green that change to yellow, orange, and bright red with the seasons. The sweet flavor of warm maple syrup over homemade pancakes with butter and wild blackberries picked just outside. There are diverse languages and cultures living together yet to discover. How will I survive the cold? Am I ready for winter? I mean, it's real winter with below zero temperatures and snowmen. I have no idea of all the struggles and challenges that might come in the future, but I want that. I need that. Life is a roller coaster full of ups and downs, and I like the ride. So I close my eyes. I take a deep breath and I turn around. I extend my right arm to the side, palm facing those I'm leaving behind. And a warm drop falls on my face. I feel the outline of my son's warm hand reaching, squeezing my fingers tight. I extend my left arm to find the sticky hand of my younger son and his lollipop. And we walk away to start a brand new life with my little family somewhere else. And you know what? 40s, here I go.
That was gorgeous, Daniela. I felt like I was right there in Brazil with all those beautiful details, and you had my heart with you in the airport. I'm not surprised you were brave enough to record a story on Zoom. You're truly a woman of courage.
And she's got lots more stories too, so I can't wait. Yeah, just a privilege to work with Daniela and the group that are here tonight. I just wanted to say that if you are interested in storytelling or want to pitch a story or look into storytelling classes, you can get in touch with me and the Flame through the Belfry Theatre, and that's belfrytheatre.ca. And they'll pass on your information to me and I'll be in touch. I also read whatever pitches we get as soon as we can, and I get back to you pretty fast, as I do have a fair amount of time these days, now that not even my garden needs me. It's been a great night, and I think it's been more than I could expect. I wish we were on a wooden floor all together and we could hug and kiss and cheers after this, but I'm gonna pretend that that's what we're doing. So I want to thank Keith, Houghton for taking care of us here online. You haven't seen him, but he has been breaking his butt for the last many days trying to make this happen. I want to thank Michael and Ivan and everyone else who makes the Belfry hum as well, because they've just made this really easy. I want to thank Fiona and the tremendous staff at Here Magazine. I want to thank my friend and colleague and co-host, Michelle Poirier Brown, for taking the night off and spending it with us. It was a real pleasure to have you here.
Well, it was great, Deb, and I want to thank all the gutsy storytellers for taking us out of our own lives and sharing theirs tonight, and to thank Sari Alesh. I understand that Sari is going to give us another piece of music to take us out, but stick around for after if you want to join in the Q&A.
Yeah, big applause, big applause.
Okay, so now I'm gonna play Arabic song called Sahar al-Layali. The singer's name is Fairuz. She's very famous in the Middle East, and I had the honor to play with her 7 times. So I hope you like this song.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Sari. Thank you.
That's fantastic. And sorry, actually, we do have a question, and people would like to know more about your instrument.
Okay.
Can you talk about that?
Of course. So this is just electric violin. It's a little bit different than the acoustic violin. I got this violin 2 years ago, and I really enjoy it now, kind of more than the acoustic. You know, because I'm using background music, so I think the electric is better. However, if I'm playing on the stage with acoustic instruments, I would use the acoustic violin instead. Other questions about the?
No, that was the one that people wanted to get more information about the instrument that you were playing. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
How much do you practice every day? That's my.
Well, right now I don't really practice, but usually I used to practice a lot.
Right.
A minimum 3 hours. Right now I'm not doing that.
Right. Right.
And sorry, we said earlier that you had a band. Can you tell us the name of your band? There's someone who wants to.
Sari, Alesh, and Friends.
Sari, Alesh, and Friends.
Just like that. And this is my friends, they chose this name. So we just decided to pick several songs, and the violin will be kind of the main solo in the band. And as well, we have other songs and singer. So I really enjoy playing with my friends.
And are you getting a chance to do that these days?
We do that, but unfortunately, since everything now is becoming online, it's a little bit hard to perform online because like we are 6 musicians. But if we can do that on the stage, it might be much easier.
Right, right. Yeah, it's not that we're leaving the season of outdoor concerts, aren't we?
And this is another thing also because of the winter. So
yeah. I'm just wondering if anyone else has any questions about storytelling. Or
you can find more links on YouTube. If you just go to YouTube and write Sari Alesh, and you're gonna find my YouTube channel. It has different links with my group, and I think I'm enjoying that so much, and I hope you like them too.
It's wonderful. It was a great addition to the evening. Thank you for doing that. Thank you.
We do have a couple of storytellers online, Daniela and June, and we have a question from someone wanting to know what it was like for you to be telling a story on Zoom rather than to an audience.
Can we see your faces there? Yay!
Yeah, I'm very thrilled to be here. This is my first kind of like storytelling gig. So I'm very excited. I think I'm too excited. What was the question again?
It was, you didn't have an audience, so you were telling your story on Zoom. What was that like?
I mean, it was, at first I did it with our amazing Deborah. So I did it with Deb, and I think I just wouldn't just hit it right. So I spent the rest of the afternoon and evening yesterday just recording it myself. And I got so into it, and I stayed up so late editing the film, and I had a terrible headache this morning. So it was more than perfect. I love this kind of like leaning into the agitation, like leaning into the unknown. So it was an absolute pleasure. So thank you.
Oh, great. Daniela, how about you? Oops, you need to unmute, I think. Oh.
We're not hearing you, sweetie.
Not hearing you.
Sorry, was it for me?
No, we're trying to get Danny and Neha on
yeah,
unmute. Yeah, can you unmute?
No, I'm unmuted.
Oh, there you go. There
okay.
You guys are. Good.
Okay. So for me, this was my first experience writing and performing like that by myself. I had some experience doing story weaves, but I was performing on stage with other friends sharing the stories with me. So for me, it was very different, and putting myself in that very vulnerable position by myself, but helped a lot that I was recording. And also I could not write that story without the support of my friends, my colleagues that participating in the workshop over the weekend with me. They always all help me with ideas, inspiration, and laughs and cries, and also the support of Deborah that helped me writing the story and populating all that beautiful colors and smells and the things that we usually take for granted. And Deborah reminds us that those are the things that put the flesh into the bones and make the story more beautiful to be shared. So that was it. Was a good experience.
Right. Shows that story writing as well as storytelling is also a community experience. So
yes.
That's wonderful.
How about you, Neha?
It was an amazing experience. All my friends have always told me that I shouldn't. In fact, they request me that I shouldn't narrate stories. I shouldn't narrate anecdotes. I shouldn't crack jokes because, and I don't blame them. I am a self, but I do realize I literally do kill stories when I want to tell them, and I'm like, and I lose my string of thought so frequently we would take it that wherever you forgot is where the story ends. So that is how terrible I am, and that add oodles of stage fright. So even today when I was looking at myself, you can't hear me, I can see myself in the Zoom narrating the story, and my ears and my nose went red, and I was all really, really warm all over. But I think Deb is just so beautiful and so patient, and to be able to explain it to someone like me that, okay, think of all the senses. There are people sitting there who you need to basically just paint a picture too. So bring them the smells, like Daniela said, bring them the smells, bring them the visuals.
Oh, she's in and out. We're missing you. We're missing you, Neha. I don't even know what the appropriate amount of time to wait for someone to come back is.
On each other and continue to grow as story.
Oh. Thank you.
My internet is not so stable.
That's okay, but that was great. That was great. And you did a beautiful job. And you know what? If your nose and your ears get hot and everything, that's just another great feeling, and it means you're alive. But I'm really glad you told that story, because I know you have stage fright, and you just did it. And it was absolutely wonderful story. So you can tell your friends that you're allowed to tell stories. Deb said. So did the 90 people who are watching you.
Right.
Thank you, Deb.
You know what? I heard. I've got it's not a question. It's a comment from Chris Evans, who's a musician I know. He said, "Tell Sari that there's a great app called Jam Kazam. And it helps musicians jam online in real time. It deals with that sort of latency and that syncing up. That's a problem in Zoom. Anyway, so that's my neighbor, Chris Evans, passing that on to you. Sorry.
Thank you so much. It's little bit challenging to perform online, so I hope this is gonna help.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think it means that you could play with your band more. I think that's the key.
Okay.
It's hard to be isolated, right?
It is.
Yeah, no, he was just saying that if you're jamming with your band, yeah, being online is such a different thing. You've done some online performance. How has it been for you, Michelle, when you've done your poetry through Zoom?
Oh, it's been nerve-wracking. There's been a range of experiences, either you know, using elastic bands to hold the iPhone attached to the old camera tripod, only to figure out once I got online that, oh great, that means the very center of the video screen where everyone else's face is exactly the part that's covered right now with elastic bands. And or I mean, that's if it was live, or if you're doing a recording, it just seems so weird to do recordings. And there's always something technical that's throwing you off, and you wonder, like, do I have the right background? Should I, you know, try moving to a different part of the house or something? Yeah, there's a whole bunch of extra stuff that just isn't there when you're there in person. And I always tend to over process, over prepare. And so, yeah, it's a nice little good thing for, you know, I'm self-isolated, so no one else can see the madness that precedes the event. But I'm getting used to it. I'm getting used to it.
Yeah, well, you seem very relaxed, and you've done it's been terrific having you co-host with me. It made me feel much more relaxed.
People are really forgiving. I mean, everyone understands we're trying to learn the technology. And I'm sure our audience tonight was, I mean, the comments that we got were very encouraging, and audiences have to be extra patient and extra kind and extra generous to us. And people really step up and have that attitude.
Yeah, yeah. It is very much appreciated as we learn. So shall we say good night, I think?
Let's say good night.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. The Belfry website is belfry.bc.ca. belfry.bc.ca. And Here Magazine is heremagazine.ca. Wonderful portal and lots of information there. So thank you. Oh, Michael, I'll stop talking. Oh, we have to hear you. We can't hear you. That's what we spend.
Sorry, I just joined to wave goodbye, but I could remind everyone that on November 4th, Wednesday, November 4th, we'll be doing a reading of Hannah Moskowitz's play, East of Berlin. Fantastic play. So join us.
Such a good play.
Beautiful. Yeah.
And we'll be back here in November with stories from theater designers.
Yes.
Which will be lots of fun. And I think Michelle's going to join me again. And in the meantime, keep telling stories and tend the flame.
Thank you, Deborah. Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you.